Like, straight up, this movie is not good. Iron Lung, directed by Markiplier himself, is certainly one of the movies of all time, and I say that very sparingly. Now, I would say that this movie was the shittiest thing that happened to me today, but that would be a lie, because just a heads up to everybody watching this, do not eat the food at Star Cinema Grill. Okay, look, I was this close to shitting my pants on the way back home. The things I did to my bathroom. You don't even want to know. Like, I don't know how it's possible for Star Cinema Grill's food to somehow enter my body as a crunchy, saucy solid, and then enter outside my asshole as a liquid. But that's an entirely different topic to be talked about on another day. Let's actually talk about the thing that you guys are all here for. Iron Lung. Now, look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not this super technical movie critic reviewer, okay? I'm not gonna give some huge, deep exposition about this movie's talking about this, and the background, this, and I don't give a fuck. And hopefully you guys don't either, because I'm not gonna do it. So I'm sure as all you guys know, Iron Lung was a movie that was super hyped up amongst, the internet, because Markiplier, very, very popular YouTuber, I don't even tell you who Markiplier is, directed and acted in this. Now, for those who don't know me, Markiplier is probably my favorite, or at least top 3 favorite YouTubers of all time. To me, he is one of the YouTube goats. He's one of my inspirations, and he's one of the reasons why I make content today. So naturally, when it's announced that he's making a movie, I gotta go see my goat Markiplier's movie. And as much as I love Markiplier and everything that he's done for my life, holy shit, that movie sucked. For those of you who don't know, the movie Iron Lung is an adaptation of the actual game, Iron Lung. Now, I've never played Iron Lung, but supposedly it's like this random-ass, like, indie horror game on Steam. And in it, you, like, play as some, like, astronaut prisoner in a random-ass sea of blood, where you have to, like, search for shit? I don't know. If the game itself sounds confusing, then you're not ready for how confusing this fucking movie is. The best way to describe this movie is that it's like the textbook definition of below average. For me, I rate this movie a very, very strong, solid 4 out of 10. Was it good? No. Was it bad? I mean, not really. But the thing about this movie, you guys, is that there really wasn't anything good about this movie, and there really wasn't anything that egregiously bad either. But just like in every movie, there's pros and cons. And, we don't always want to be negative, so let's start with the pros. So here are the pros of the movie. All right, now let's go on to the cons. Just kidding. The only pros that I can really give this movie is the visual effects, and that's it. Everything else was low-key ass. I'm not gonna. This movie was 2 hours and 7 minutes fucking long, and my god, could I feel every single minute of that 2 hours and 7 minutes, bro. I don't know if it's just me. This movie to me could have been like an hour and 10 minutes. This movie is nothing. There's no point in watching this movie. If you are not a Markiplier fan, don't watch this shit. If you are also one of the 3 Iron Lung fans out there, I also recommend you don't watch this movie either. I purely watched this movie because of my love and support for Markiplier. If Markiplier's name was not attached to this shit, I would have given this like a solid 2 out of 10 and never would have watched this movie. Like, if this movie was acted and directed by fucking Kirkiplier, I would not have watched this. I'm gonna try to make this review as spoiler-free as possible, so that if you guys want to go out and waste your money, then you don't have to get spoiled by me. The dialogue in this movie is not only extremely corny, but it leads to nowhere. It's super repetitive, and like, he just ends up saying a lot of shit that just leads to nowhere and just feels like filler. It just felt like he was talking to talk. Like, there are a lot of scenes where Markiplier is just grumbling or mumbling about shit that nobody really cares about. And look, I'm gonna like try to be as nice as possible, Markiplier, because I understand that like it's kind of necessary for a movie like this, given the fact that this is a very indie budget, produced film. The budget wasn't the hugest, and they got to work with what they got. I mean, it's just Markiplier in a shitty ass submarine. You don't really got much to work with there, so you got to fill up time with what you got. Still does not excuse the fact that it was extremely boring and nothing happened in this entire movie. There was no end goal or message that this movie was trying to send. Like, this whole movie is like pushing you to this certain outcome just for it to never happen. And the ending of this movie is just so fucking lame. It just makes the entire point of watching this movie from start to finish literally pointless. Let's also take a moment to talk about Markiplier's acting itself in this movie. Markiplier, I love you to death. Holy shit, you were bad in this movie. To all the people out there that gaslit me and said that he was actually a pretty good actor, get his cock out your mouth. That is a complete lie. He is not a good actor. He kind of acts like Logan Paul in The Thinning. Like, it just wasn't good. Like, there were multiple moments in the movie where I was just like, this feels like some Disney Channel shit. Also, this movie markets itself as a horror movie. This is not a fucking horror movie. Nothing about this movie is horror in any sense of the way. It is literally a 2 hour and 7 minute snooze fest. Nothing cool happens. Nothing exciting happens. Nothing, like, inspiring or intriguing happens. It's just Markiplier in a fucking submarine for 2 hours and 7 minutes straight. That is the movie. You could rename this movie to Markiplier in a fucking submarine. This movie tries really hard for us to get really invested and to care about Markiplier's character, Simon, but they do an egregiously horrible job at it. Like, there are multiple moments in the movie where there are scenes that happen to where, like, we're supposed to be, like, super, focused and intrigued on what Markiplier's character is experiencing, but we know nothing about this dude, so none of us gave a shit. Like, I was trying really hard to care about his character. I couldn't, because he was so fucking boring and we learned nothing about him. This movie was also extremely confusing. You could take someone that watched this movie from start to finish and somebody that watched this movie halfway to finish, and they both would have the same understanding of the movie. The entirety of the movie, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I had no idea what really the story was about, or about the world that the Iron Lung is supposedly set in. And I honestly feel like I got gypped. I feel like I got played a little bit, man. I paid $15 for this ticket, $30 for food, and an excruciatingly painful fucking shit in my toilet just for me to watch a steaming pile of shit in front of the movie theater screen. Now, do I think this movie is one of the worst movies I've ever seen? No, like, not even close. But is it, like, memorable in any way? No. I'm gonna forget about this movie when I wake up tomorrow. Like, there's nothing to write off about this movie because literally nothing happens. Like, you could watch me jerk off in this chair for 2 hours and 7 minutes straight, and I bet it would be more entertaining. Now, with all that being said, I do believe that this movie is going to make a profit. I mean, Markiplier is literally, like, he's fucking Markiplier. Obviously, all of his fans are gonna show up in droves and watch this movie for him, but ultimately, do I think that Markiplier has any future in directing or acting? Fuck no. There are multiple moments in the movie that literally felt like Markiplier was playing the game Iron Lung. Like, he was doing a commentary let's play of Iron Lung. Like, I watched this with one of my good friends. The motherfucker fell asleep. If somebody is falling asleep to the movie, that's how you know it's mid. That's how you know it's not good. And like, I honestly do feel really bad that I'm shitting on Markiplier a lot, because dude, I fucking love Markiplier, okay? But like, I'm gonna be brutally honest, man. This movie was not it, but still, huge props go out to Markiplier for this. I mean, like, when you really think about it, like, what he's doing is kind of insane. The fact that he was able to produce, write, and act in this movie and be able to distribute it to, like, thousands of theaters across the country, and maybe even globally, internationally, is super fucking impressive for a literal YouTuber. Like, when you think about YouTuber movies, okay, like, none of them are good. Not that Iron Lung is good, but Iron Lung compared to, like, the Fred movie is like The Godfather compared to the Emoji Movie. What made this movie so painful, too, is that it's a bad movie that's trying to be good. I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually really like watching shitty movies, but only if the shitty movie knows it's shitty. Like the most recent example, the Minecraft movie. God awful fucking movie, but they knew it was bad and they played into it and it made it a very enjoyable, fun watch.